we've got this announcement, courtesy of Brendan, announcing he's doing a new show. Brendan's doing a new show with Jesse on Fire called The War Report. So Brendan announces there's a new show that he's doing on Schaub Show. I don't know if it's going to be on Schaub Show or it's going to be a separate channel, but it's a show that he's doing in conjunction or alongside Jesse on Fire called The War Report, that'll be focusing mostly on UFC/MMA sort of stuff. But you know, most of the UFC, because none of those guys watch anything outside of the UFC, especially Brendan. So let's hear him talk about that.
God
so
for that,
we recorded.
dude.
Is it the War Report or
Yeah,
War
the
Zone?
War Report.
The fuck, whatever you call it. So yeah.
Big up Jordan Ray. Did Casey move or does he just fly down? I think Casey just flies down to help out Chin, from what I understand. It's a bit strange. I don't know why he needs to fly down, because the Schaub show isn't that complicated, I'd imagine, to do. But I'm assuming there's some things probably in the workflow, production, that Chin maybe still needs a helping hand with. I don't know what exactly it is, but I don't think Casey lives there. I think Casey lives in LA. I don't know if he's eventually moving to Austin. I'm not too sure, but I know he just pops down to visit and to help out Chin. And maybe because they're boys, he just had to hang out with him anyway. I'm not too sure. We got Giron Roger. AZ, we have a heat wave in the Netherlands. How about the UK? Yeah, brother, we had a heat wave too. It's much cooler now. If I could pan my camera to my window, you'd see it. It's so much cooler. I love it. Today I'm going to be streaming all fucking day. I'm going to take advantage of it, because yesterday I couldn't do anything. I was literally leaking out of every orifice of my body. It was disgusting. Today is so fucking good. It's so gorgeous. It's so nice. I'm so fucking happy. I hated yesterday. And I think, actually, big up all my fucking Pride supporters. Big up everybody from the LGBT plus community and shit. Everyone celebrating Pride. I feel so sorry for you. This weekend is going to be terrible weather, allegedly, too. It's going to be raining and shit this weekend. So all my Pride supporters, all my Pride goers, attenders and shit, make sure you wrap up and get, you know, carry an umbrella or something, because allegedly in London the weather's going to be pretty terrible. Pretty bad. But I'm so happy. Honestly, I'm a big hater of summer anyway. Especially in England. I'm a hater of summer. I'm going to die on that hill. I don't care what anyone says. We can't do summer. We don't have aircon. Shops are full of fucking warm drinks. You know what I mean? We kind of freak out in the sun. We go crazy. Stabbings happen. Jackings happen. Fights in pubs. Like, we can't handle it. So I'd much rather we just not have the sun. Especially not that level that was happened the last couple of days. Whereas as hot as it was in Barbados. This country has no business being that hot. Especially not on the train. Fuck all that shit. So I'm happy it's cooler. Much happy.
Yeah, terrible name.
Much happier.
But whatever. I guess did we call it the War Report because I had the Dustin Poirier war hat on?
Yeah.
What's from?
Jesse saw the hat, and then he thought of that, and you guys stuck with that.
Yeah, I was like, well, there's so much conflict going on. War? Okay, whatever. Fighting's not war, but whatever. In tribute to Dustin Poirier, we'll name it the War Report. So I did a show with Jesse on Thursday to break down International Fight Week.
Oh, man.
My thing is, I don't really have anybody, never have, unless I do the fight campaign with Rogan, because even Eddie's not privy to like current MMA. So
He's talking about Eddie Bravo, by the way, which is strange because I don't think Eddie Bravo likes him. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he's aware of it, but Brennan does this really toxic thing that people do, where even if he knows you don't like him, he'll still keep mentioning your name. He'll still keep talking about you in glowing terms, hoping that he can win you over by glazing. You know, I don't like it personally. If you know I don't like you, if you know we're not on good terms, we never maybe said it as explicitly out aloud, but if you have a feeling that I'm not your friend or that I don't look at you as a friend, don't speak to me. Don't speak about me as a friend. You know, I don't like that sort of shit. But he does that a lot. So him speaking about Eddie Bravo here is a bit strange. It's like, I'm pretty sure you don't speak to Eddie Bravo. I'm pretty sure he doesn't speak to you. I don't think he likes you that much. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong.
powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Andre Andre Simonson. Big up Andre Simonson. Thank you for joining. Big up Andre Simonson. Thank you for joining.
I don't really have anybody to verbally go back and forth with. I'm not talking about arguing. I'm just talking about discussing the current culture of the UFC.
I'm surprised that Brendan hasn't tried to do more fight cards, watch-alongs live on his own channel by himself. There are so many creators out there. Obviously, the biggest one being MMA Guru. Big up him and all he's doing. I saw he's done a show with fucking Mighty Mouse. He's got a show, actually, not done a show. They've got a show they're doing together, which is fucking incredible. So big up him. I remember watching him from the start, where he was just doing it on his own at mad hours of the night consistently. And now his hard work has paid off. But I think there's a bunch of people out there doing like watch-alongs. And I'm sure there'll be a bunch of people that would love to do a watch-along or watch a watch-along.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Wingers,
Dinner is absolutely cooked. Worst pain in your life. Chili ah 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 chili ah.
Big up wingers, appreciate it. Big up wingers. Chili ah. But yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do his own UFC fight card watch-alongs. Like that would work, I think. Especially if he put TTS on like I do. Like if he had TTS on, like the amount of troll tips, troll super chats that he would get would be fucking amazing. Especially for his pocket, for his bank account. May not be good for his ego, but if he was able to not be so thin-skinned and just allow the fucking memes and the trolls to do as they may, he would make a lot of money. He'd make a lot of money. And I think it'll be quite successful for him. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm surprised he thinks he needs a co-host. I don't think you do. Just do more MMA specific shows. Maybe breaking down cards, or maybe at least if it's a main card. Maybe not a fight night card, but if it's a main card, maybe try and do like a pre-fight card sort of live stream or video, going through the card in great detail, predictions and shit. Then obviously doing the post-fight thing. Like, you know, watch-alongs as well during it. That would really work, but it requires a lot of effort too. Probably more work he's willing to do. But I think that would actually definitely work, especially like in a relaxed sort quote-unquote environment. Maybe have a beer. I know he doesn't drink anymore because, you know, of the adverse effects of fucking Ozempic and shit, but I think that would work for him. I think it really would.
So I've never had that. Brian is fun to talk fights with, but you know, he'll watch TikTok highlights. I'm like, yeah, I watched it. And then, you know, but it's not his thing. Nor do I expect at him, but it's fun to.
You know what's funny when he says that about Brian? Even if it is true that Brian watches his recaps on TikTok, Brian usually has way better observations, insights, you know, predictions, or he just explains why he thinks a fighter would win or lose way better than Brendan. Like, he can actually break down a fight way better than Brendan. He can actually identify why a fighter might be a better, you know, predictor of winning than fighter B. Like, he's actually pretty decent. So Brendan's taking a piss out of him how he consumes the UFC, but however way he's consuming it, he's attaining, or, you know, whatever, he's able to speak about it in a way more intelligent, coherent, insightful way than Brendan does, even though he's the former fucking UFC heavyweight.
Chat about fights with Brian, and he's right a lot of the time, surprisingly. But I don't have anybody to actually who's balls deep in MMA to talk anything about, and I've always wanted that. So my idea for a show.
I find it hilarious too, by the way. All this time in the UFC, all this time in media, and this is the only time he has now got a co-host for an MMA show. He's never had one before, at least semi-permanently. This is the only time. I think this says a lot about how he's regarded, isn't it? I think this says a lot.
Show was to try and find that. There's not a ton of people in Austin when it comes to that stuff. I have a lot of good buddies in the space. People you know are like, man, I'll fly to Austin, but it's just not realistic. Jesse on Fire is literally up the street, and you know he has his.
So Jesse on Fire and Brenda are gonna be working in tandem. Again, I just think it's mostly to do it because Jesse on Fire is like a big Brendan fan. He kind of glazes him quite a lot. Or just seems to be a fan of his. Let's not say glazing. Maybe Jesse on Fire does legitimately like Brendan. So big up to him. Someone did actually leave me a comment regarding Jesse on Fire because I said that he gets a lot of views and he does quite well. And somebody said the following. Who's this? Big up my guy Joe Mibson. Joe Mibson 883 said the following regarding Jesse on Fire's views and my assertion or my assumption that he does pretty well considering how much he gets trolled and people think he talks out of his ass. Whenever I see his videos on his channel, there was like in 100,000s of view count, but I could be wrong. Well, Joe Mibson kind of explains, says the following. Just to get things straight, Jesse in Fire is no great channel. He has 400k subs and average 30k views. If the algorithm is kind, he racks 100k views. He tried years ago to leech to MMA Guru when his channel was falling off, but good for Guru, he bailed. So Jesse on Fire is just another fallen trying to leech to Papa to stay relevant. I think it might be mutually beneficial. I think maybe Brendan's getting way more out of that relationship than Jesse on Fire is, but I think Jesse on Fire is also getting a lot from it too, in terms of, you know, brand recognition and shit. Who knows as well? As dumb as it may seem, for whatever reason, being nice to Brendan does pay dividends when it comes to Joe Rogan. It does actually work. So although we don't like it, it is obviously true, and we've seen the evidence of it. No better example than Louis J. Gomez from Legion of Skanks. Rogan would invite Dave Smith and fucking the other guy and what's his fucking name, Big J, to come on Joe Rogan, but he conveniently not invite Louis J. Gomez when Louis J. Gomez was going hard at fucking Brendan or trolling him from time to time. The moment Louis J. Gomez waved the white flag, made peace with Brendan, went on the whatever, got invited to Skankfest, all that sort of shit, suddenly Louis J. Gomez is invited to the fucking JRE. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is the long-term goal for someone like Jesse on Fire to eventually get on JRE if he hasn't been on there already. So yeah, new show coming from Jesse on Fire and Brendan called The War Report. I'm assuming they're both going to wear that fucking corny war hat as well. I don't know. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess we'll have to wait and see.